Most people struggle to respond when somebody asks the all too familiar question, what do you do? And because of that, they're missing out on marketing opportunities every day. My name is Kurt Stockwell, and as a StoryBrand certified guide with over 11 years of marketing experience, I've helped hundreds of businesses create marketing that actually works. You're listening to the One-Liner Workshop podcast, and in every episode, you'll learn how to create a powerful one-liner that'll make people want to do business with you. Ann Long is the creator and owner of Burbity Workspaces. Her passion is seeing businesses of all sizes flourish. She accomplishes this by running several co-working locations in Spokane, Washington. However, when it comes to her marketing, Ann knows that many of her ideal clientele still are not yet familiar with the concept of co-working or shared workspaces. So her biggest struggle when answering the question, what do you do, is not jumping to conclusions and filling her message with terms that her clientele still do not understand. Today, Ann and I will solve this problem and give her more opportunities for business by creating a clear and memorable one-liner. Let's get started. Tell me a little bit about Burbity and about the industry as a whole.
Co-working in itself is shared workspace for entrepreneurs, remote workers, and solopreneurs. But what's changed since the pandemic is now we're seeing even more broader base of enterprise companies coming in. So they have maybe they had satellite offices here, and they had a fairly large satellite office in Spokane. We have companies that are shedding that big 45,000 square foot space and saying, well, my employees really want to work from home, or they want a hybrid. They don't, and it's silly for us to be spending this kind of money on this kind of real estate. So the folks are using our space as their HQ and their landing space for their employees. So if they want to have, meetings, for different departmental meetings, or even entire company meetings or parties or whatever, they use our space as a landing space for that.
What's the biggest struggle when you try to describe what you do? Is it around the term co-working, shared workspace, and people kind of look at you like, what?
Yes, co-working is not that old. It's around 15 years old. Co-working is still not a well-known term. So you're right, it is not.
So it would be very easy, I think, for you especially to assume that people kind of know what co-working is. It's not like I have to explain that, but you're telling me even people in business, large corporations, still don't know what it is. So that tells me that what we need to do when answering the question, what do you do? We can't start with the terms co-working, shared workspace, because if we answer the question, what do you do? And we say, well, I have a co-working space or a shared workspace environment with 3 locations in the Spokane area, we're immediately losing a potential sale, because the idea here is what you want to do is you want to say it in a way that's repeatable. So the person who hears it goes, oh, I understand what that is, or, oh, is that a co-working space? Or, oh, is that a shared workspace? So tell me a little bit about the solution that you provide with the cost savings and the greater productivity. What do people say about how they feel about that problem being solved?
One of my members said recently the energy that he feels in this space when he's here is unbelievable. Another member that's new said, I just absolutely love it here. I can't even tell you. And she didn't give any specific reasons why. Maybe I need to ask her. Why?
It's community. I mean,
it is community.
As humans, we're built to be around each other.
It's in Maslow's hierarchy of needs that we
there you go.
Connection,
Yep. So really, connection is the thing that productivity and connection and affordability, accessibility. Yeah, I can totally believe that. Okay, let's start putting this together. So we're going to start off by stating the problem or pain point that most of your clients face. Now, here's where it could be a little bit of a struggle, because we could talk about productivity or we could talk about affordability. And because if we're talking about the productivity, we would say something like most people who work from home find that they're distracted and less productive than they were when they had an office space. However, if we're looking at the corporate client, we could say most larger companies are looking for an alternative to a large commercial space for their employees. Due to the recent circumstances, many larger companies have people who work from home, and they're looking for alternatives to leasing a large space. So this is where it could be a little bit tricky about putting a single one-liner together for all of what Burbity does. So which one would you like to focus on? Which one do you think would be the one that you like to kind of knock out for this little program or this little session?
Let's go with the enterprise.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. And I think that enough people are clued into the fact that a lot of people started working from home to say these days, many large companies are trying to find solutions for employees who are now working from home.
Yes.
So if you just said these days, many large companies are trying to find solutions for employees who are now working from home, we provide, and we could just go right into what you do. Because again, this is just the answer to the question, what do you do? Or putting what you do in 2 short sentences.
Okay.
And even though I've done this many times, 100 times, I still try to complicate it, but you don't have to, because the goal here now is we haven't said things like co-working. We haven't said things like shared workspace, but anybody can go, oh yeah, I know what a large company is. And I know that people need to work from home. So let's talk about the solution to the problem that we've just stated. So if you said at Burbity Workspaces, we provide short-term and long-term workspaces, you're saying workspaces twice. So if you've got
both, I would say one of the other.
Yeah, you've got you've got workspaces in your
right. Yeah.
in your name. So that's great. That's a much better name than Well-Dressed Walrus, just saying. But at Burbity Workspaces, we provide short and long-term solutions for companies, for these employees.
Yeah, for these employees, for employees or workers. I don't know. Employees or workers? I don't know. Employees.
Say workers. Yeah. Or just say for anyone.
It is anyone, actually.
Yeah, because it is anyone. Yes. So these days, many large companies are trying to find solutions for employees who are now working from home. At Burbity Workspaces, we provide short and long-term solutions for anyone. Now, let's bring it together when we talk about how people feel. So let's start it by talking about the benefit for the large companies. What if we just said this? This means employers save money and their employees are happier.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. What does happier mean? Well, I have one person that just the other day, they said, I love coming here because I get so much more done. Right. So if we wrapped it up and said this, these days, many large companies are trying to find solutions for employees who are now working from home. At Burbity Workspaces, we provide short and long-term solutions for anyone. This means employers save money and their employees are happier. I like that.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. So now let's take a look at, and it's always fun to me to hear back from you in 24, 48 hours when you go, I had an epiphany. I think we should say it this way. And I'll already be like, yes, that's it. And let's run with that. Because this isn't the 10 Commandments. This is kind of like the Constitution. It can shift and change a little bit. We don't want to do it often, but we can. So if we looked at this from the standpoint of the person, the solopreneur, or like myself, I've got a smaller company. If we looked at this and change that very first sentence to, these days, many people who are working from home are looking for a different solution.
Yeah,
at Burbity Workspaces, we provide short and long-term solutions for anyone. This means you can be more productive and happier where you're working.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So it works for either way. Now let's chat a little bit, kind of a bonus here. Let's chat a little bit about where else this could be used. You could put this on a business card, on the front of a business card, and then they flip it over and they've got your contact information. You could put this in an email signature, and where you may not say these days many large companies, but you could say in your email signature, at Burbity Workspaces, we provide short and long-term solutions for anyone. This means employers save money and their employees are happier. You could put that. You could put the full one-liner in there. On your website, you could start with, if you wanted to say on your website the words co-working space, shared workspace, and you maybe the title at the when they first open your website, it says Burbity Workspaces provide short and long-term solutions for anyone. And then the next scroll that they do, we like to introduce the problem. And if you said on the next little scroll, the next little part of the website, it says a little narrative. These days, many large companies are trying to find solutions for employees who are now working from home. We provide short-term, long-term solutions for anyone. This means, and then you could maybe list a few things more. This means employers save money, aren't bogged down by long-term leases, have more flexibility with where their employees can work. And so you start kind of listing things out, but you can use this one-liner to kind of grow the message. And you take this into, in print, into sales letters. But I think looking at this as the kind of the core pillars of how you talk about Burbity will really help you get the word out.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thank you, Kurt.
That was fun. Yeah, that was fun. So where do you think you'll use this at first?
My website.
Most pressing need, the website? Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect. Well, if you get it up there or you get some ideas about how to put it on the website, shoot it over to me. I'd be happy to kind of give you some feedback.
Oh, great. Appreciate that very much.
Awesome. Cool.
This has been fantastic. Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate your help.
Well, that's all for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Follow the One-Liner Workshop wherever you listen to podcasts. And remember, businesses that succeed in today's marketplace invest in clarity and reject confusion. A one-liner is the first step in creating marketing that works. And if you're ready to take all your marketing to the next level, please visit welldressedwalrus.com and schedule a free consultation with me. I'll see you next time for the next episode of the One-Liner Workshop.